Hello, my name is Jon Sermon. I'm a church leader based in Suffolk in the United Kingdom. And throughout this lockdown, since really early on, uh, I have been recording short messages most days to try and offer some encouragement in the difficult situation of the coronavirus pandemic, the lockdown circumstances, and so on. And today was quite a landmark for me in that one of my roles as a volunteer is to be an occasional driver on a community transport minibus that serves our area called the Hopper. And the whole service had to be suspended at the beginning of the lockdown. The um, the vehicles were used with volunteers for some very helpful shopping for people who couldn't get out and that sort of thing for a while. And then eventually, quite recently, the gentle reintroduction of some of the normal minibus services around the town was begun. Today was my first time driving on that service again since before the lockdown. And do you know, it was such a pleasure to be back in that role. We have to do it in a very different way, with everyone having face masks, of course, and with sanitisation of the bus and wiping down of the handrail and that sort of thing, and with half the seats removed and a reduced number of passengers to maintain social distance. Nonetheless, to be able to pick up those passengers, take them to where they needed to be, take them home again afterwards. Do you know, it's such a pleasure. And it encourages me, and I hope it encourages you, that here we have one of those good aspects of being community beginning to be restored. Now, today also we had news that officially our country is in recession because of the reduction in economic activity that necessarily happened as a result of the lockdown. And I know that for many of you that's a serious concern because it could be your job, your income, your prosperity that is under threat. And over and above all of that, for many of us, we've either suffered illness or bereavement or both during this time. Despite all of that, I want to notice the reasons for encouragement. I want to notice with you that, of course, things may never get back to what we thought was normal. And what becomes normal may be very different. In some ways, we might even find that those differences are good differences. If somehow we find ways, for some of us, of leading a less frenetic life. If we find ways of building on the environmental benefits that have come as an incidental to the difficulties. If we find ways of perhaps switching our emphasis from the material things of life to a growing spiritual life. And that is on offer. Now, the church buildings are still largely closed. In our case, we're going to start our first very careful, very gentle, socially distanced gatherings this coming Sunday. But we wouldn't be able to accommodate everyone who would normally come, and many will not feel ready to come, and rightly so. But even if the church buildings seem to be closed, the churches are alive and active, and the people are the church. And those people, including many who have experienced what it is to get to know God, to get into a growing spiritual life, are able to help others to do the same. I want to invite you to explore what's on offer, because the spiritual reality of a life with God is available to us all. God bless you.